Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's very important severe weather update. A large-scale destructive tornado outbreak is expected today, and the Storm Prediction Center has connected the moderate risks from yesterday into one massive area across southeastern central Iowa, most of Illinois, eastern Missouri, western Kentucky, western Tennessee, northern Mississippi, northeastern, and central Arkansas in the red. We have a giant enhanced risk in the orange, slight risk in the yellow, marginal risk in the dark green. In the moderate risk, we have Little Rock, Memphis, Jackson, Springfield, Hannibal, Peoria, and Des Moines. In the enhanced risk, we have Chicago, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Louisville, Evansville, Bowling Green, Nashville, Greenville, and Jefferson City. So, looking at the tornado threat, this is very, very concerning now. The Storm Prediction Center has a massive 15% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of location across this huge red area today. A 10% chance in the yellow, 5% chance in the brown, 2% chance in the green. And notice the size of this hatched area. Anywhere in this hatched area, you could be seeing strong, long tracked to violent tornadoes today. So if you live anywhere in this red, yellow, and hatched area today, you need to have your tornado shelter plan in place. I would, in fact, if you have an underground shelter or know anyone with an underground shelter, I would recommend that you have a plan to go into that today because these tornadoes could be very dangerous today. Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, Hannibal, Illinois, Springfield, Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, Des Moines, Iowa, all in the 15%. Nashville, Tennessee, uh, Evansville, Indiana, Jefferson City, Missouri, Greenville, Mississippi, Nashville, Tennessee, and Bowling Green, Kentucky. You're all in under a very dangerous threat today. So you need to be having your tornado shelter plan in place if you live anywhere across these areas. Looking at the damaging wind threat today, the damaging wind threat is also widespread and dangerous, with a 45% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location across eastern Iowa, central northwestern Illinois in the pink, a 30% chance in the red, a 15% chance in the yellow, 5% chance in the brown, and we have a giant hatched area for the wind as well, meaning that several of these wind gusts are going to be going over hurricane force today, 75 mile per hour or stronger. So, damaging straight line winds across a large area is expected as well. Looking at the hail threat, the hail threat has also dramatically increased since yesterday. We have a 30% chance of quarter size hail or larger within 25 miles of a location across central eastern Iowa, northwestern Illinois, northeastern Missouri, as well as central eastern southern Arkansas, in the northeastern corner of Texas and northwestern corners of Mississippi and Louisiana. A large hatched area for the hail as well, signaling that these hailstones have the potential to be 2 inches in diameter or larger today. So if you live anywhere in the red and yellow hatched areas, you need to be parking your cars in the garage today. Now, taking a look at the latest timing of these storms, we're going to be seeing storms as early as 10 a.m. across western Missouri, central northern Arkansas, going into 11, 12 o'clock. We see our first signs of supercells developing across northern Missouri, across northern Arkansas, going into 1 o'clock. Supercells embedded in a larger multicellular complex is going to be moving across Missouri, southeastern Iowa, central northern Arkansas into 2 o'clock. We're seeing more supercells across eastern Missouri, southeastern Iowa, western Illinois, um, northeastern Arkansas, southeast Missouri, going into 3 o'clock. This is when the dangerous, violent tornado threat starts. Supercells all over central Iowa, eastern Iowa, uh, northwest Illinois, across central northeastern Arkansas, going into 4 o'clock. I've been noticing a couple of supercells in the HRRR model across central and northern Illinois for the last 12 model runs, and these are very concerning to me as these keep showing up. And if we get supercells like this in this environment, they're going to be producing violent tornadoes. So, 4 o'clock, going into 5 o'clock, huge, massive supercell moving into northeastern Illinois, south of Chicago, a line of supercells from northern eastern Iowa into northeastern Missouri, with a cluster of supercells in central northeastern Arkansas. Going into 6 o'clock, supercells continue to move into western Illinois, eastern Iowa, into western Tennessee. Going in 7 o'clock, we start to see a linear mode across central Illinois, northern Illinois. Going into 8 o'clock, we see that line of very destructive winds push through central eastern Illinois, and we see still embedded supercells across western Tennessee, central Tennessee. By 8 o'clock, even 9 o'clock, embedded supercells are still evident from Nashville through Jackson through Memphis, Tennessee, seeing a lot of seeing the line of very damaging winds pushing into Indiana. Going into 10 and 11 o'clock, we still see the line and some embedded supercells across central Tennessee, Kentucky. Going into 11 o'clock and even midnight, we're going to be seeing intense damaging winds across Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Now, looking at the latest significant tornado parameters before I close the video out today. These are still looking off the charts, unfortunately. Looking at the tornado parameters for around noon, between 3 and 6 across the whole area. Going into 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, we see the tornado parameters between 5 and 10 across portions of Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Iowa. Going into 3 and 4 o'clock, very dangerous atmospheric conditions for tornadoes all over the board. Into 5 and 6, we are seeing significant tornado parameters over 10 across much of southeastern Missouri, western Illinois. Going into 7 o'clock, these extremely dangerous, significant tornado parameter values continue across southeastern Missouri, southwestern Illinois, seeing values as high as 17 now. Going into 8 and even 9 o'clock, south central Illinois, western Kentucky, southeastern Missouri. You need to be really watching out for those long track violent tornadoes. And then we should be losing the big tornado threat by around 10 to 11 o'clock, thankfully. So if you live anywhere in this moderate and enhanced risk today, you need to be making plans right now for how to seek shelter if any tornado warnings are issued. And like I mentioned earlier, a lot of these tornadoes could be strong to violent, long track tornadoes. So make sure you have a shelter, preferably an underground shelter available to you in case you have one of those violent tornadoes move your way. Please stay safe today and have a wonderful day, my friends.